let's talk about it. So Dallas is obviously their first round came to an end. Their playoff run came to an end at the hands of the Los Angeles Clippers. So the Clippers beat the Mavericks in 7 games. Unfortunately for the Mavericks, it's kind of back to the drawing board for them. If you notice the thumbnail, Luka, I think the Mavericks just got to figure out who is the next piece next to Luka. Can the Mavericks get? Like, who can they get? That's the big thing for the Mavericks. Who can they get for Luka? Porzingis, just hasn't worked out for the Mavericks. There's health issues. There's the lack of defense. There's the fact that he's kind of a perimeter player, but he doesn't really play at the rim, and he plays at the rim very, very minimal. The one thing I would say about Dallas is that moving off of Porzingis' deal, his contract is going to be really tough. Is there a team that values Porzingis and wants to pay him a little over $30 million for the next 2 seasons? $60 million combined over the next two years, 64 roughly, 64, 65. And then the big issue that I actually have with this team, and is one of the reasons why I'm selling a lot of stock in Dallas, the Jason Kidd hire. I do really quickly want to touch on that. The Jason Kidd hire was so shocking to me. I just didn't think Kidd would be a head coach in the league again. It has nothing to do with the off the court stuff. But it just seems to me that he didn't really understand what he was doing in Brooklyn and in Milwaukee. He's never been a good defensive coach. He failed to make adjustments in the past as a head coach. And so you hope that maybe like going and working under Frank Vogel in LA with the Lakers, maybe that changes him. Maybe kind of shifts his mind. Ultimately, Mark Cuban makes the hire and he says, I want, Jason Kidd to be the head coach of the team moving forward. He believes that Luka and Kidd can kind of have a good, I guess, relationship, because apparently the Carlisle-Luka relationship wasn't too great. But yeah, that's another thing about this Mavericks team that I kind of do stay a little worried about. And let's discuss what they can do with their current roster. So we have their salary cap pulled up here. Couple of interesting things that happen here. Does Josh Richardson decide to opt into the player to his contract, to his player option, and stay with the team? Does the team want to bring back Tim Hardaway? And if they do, how much money are they going to pay him? Because the Mavericks have space. They could go and hunt for a little bit of a bigger fish in the free agency pond or trade. But I don't see how they do that if they are paying Hardaway a lot of money. So that will be an interesting thing to watch. I think Hardaway will have a relatively healthy market for him and for his services. Shoots the ball very good. Was a huge reason why I think the Mavericks were able to kind of be ahead of the Clippers for some of their series against the LA team. I think if it's just a hard situation for Hardaway. Hard for Hardaway. So it doesn't, to me, again, they can't pay him more than $20 million. They can't. And they might to keep him. So that's the thing that you want to watch if you're a Mavericks fan. And you're kind of watching free agency kind of roll out. How quickly are they able to secure him? And is it for a large amount of money? Because I think he's going to want a lot. Let's look quickly at Dallas's trade assets as far as their picks go. So their picks in 2023, starting in 2023, are going to New York. So they have a little bit of a hiccup there with trying to trade future draft capital. It doesn't make sense to me that they would be able to make a kind of a home run deal that can land a big star unless there are picks. Because look, there are players on this roster. There's no one that's super young that I'm like trying to get excited for. Maybe Josh Green. But like outside of that, like I don't know if Kleber's getting anybody excited. I don't know if Dwight Powell's getting anybody excited. I don't know if I believe that Finney Smith has the ability, or excuse me, not Finney Smith, but I believe that Dallas doesn't have the ability to say, look at our young guys and like go, let's go and trade them for somebody big. I don't think they have that opportunity for themselves. Let's go ahead and move forward to some rumors for the Dallas Mavericks. So the one thing I want to talk about with Dallas is the following. Dallas Mavericks. They currently do not, I believe, own a draft pick. No draft pick for them. So it is a little concerning because they can't build through the draft. But let's talk about this. So Mavericks guard Jalen Brunson, who will become an unrestricted free agent next summer, might be a part of any major trade the team makes in coming days. Brunson, who is just owed a little under $2 million, it must be guaranteed on August 1st, and it is a valuable asset to the Mavericks they could use to reel in a bigger target. So yes, Jalen Brunson was a great sixth man for the Mavericks last year. He's a good guard. I don't see them trading him. He is on a very valuable contract. So if somebody, again, strikes out on all the point guards, do they believe in Jalen Brunson and say, okay, Brunson's a guy we're going to bring in, and then we're going to pay for him as well when his contract is up and when his extension is due? Let's keep moving forward here with the Mavericks. Some interest in Landry Shamet, some interest in Mike Conley, but the focus is said to be on Kyle Lowry. So Kyle Lowry, again, is linked to another team. Everyone's saying Lowry to the Pelicans, Lowry to the Heat, Lowry to the Sixers, the Lakers. He's going to be valued by a lot of different teams. And so, Mavericks hopping in line, but I don't know if they can bring in Kyle Lowry, given the fact that he just has so many different teams that are looking for his services. Let's see here. Interest in Mike Conley. I do want to pull this one up here. Yeah, so Dallas's focus in free agency will be pursuing Kyle Lowry and attempting to re-sign Tim Hardaway. Reports to date have suggested that Conley is more likely than Lowry to return to his current team, so it makes sense that the Mavericks would prioritize Lowry. According to Mark Stein, the Mavericks were initially expected to wait to see if Kawhi Leonard gave any indication that he was leaving the Clippers. However, the team has moved off of those plans, and that's probably a signal that Kawhi is going to stay in Los Angeles. Yeah, I think that would have been a smart move for Dallas to try to figure out, but I don't. Obviously, it's not going to happen. I don't think Kawhi's leaving the Clippers, and was going to go from there. Let's see. Igor Koskov won't return to the team. Mavericks have explored trade scenarios involving Josh Richardson. Richardson still has yet to make a decision on the $11.6 million player option for next year, but if he opts in, his expiring contract represents a logical trade chip if Dallas wants the flexibility to make a run at a top free agent. Again, totally makes sense. I don't think Richardson's in the long-term plans for Dallas. Another report about Conley and let's see here. Lowry again. So yeah, that is it for the Dallas Mavericks. We're going to start another stream here in about 5 minutes, and we're going to be talking about the Portland Trailblazers. Man, a lot to talk about with the Blazers. They need to figure out what the whole Damian Lillard situation is. They have a new coach. We'll discuss it on the Portland Trailblazers live stream. Again, if you like the content, feel free to comment. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right. Tell me, what players you would target in the draft or in free agency or in a trade if you're Dallas. And I'll fact check you to see if it's a logical idea, because there's not a lot that Dallas can do. But let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. We're doing so much coverage of the NBA offseason and the NBA overall. And we're excited to bring it to you. Let's get our Blazers stream up, and we will start that in just a couple minutes.